Hey everybody, welcome back. I know it's been a long time. I want to apologize. Guys, if you've been with me for a while, you know I have some health issues. If you're new to my channel, I have chronic pain and some health issues that just kind of I have to deal with every now and then, and sometimes I can't put up videos because I have to take care of myself first. But I don't want to get into that right now because first of all, it's boring and so not fun, and secondly, I'm still trying to, you know, deal with it mentally and physically, and I don't want to focus on that. But I have been watching a lot of YouTube videos lately, and I've missed you guys, but I've also missed being inspired by other creators. I feel like there's been so much negativity in the big YouTube beauty guru drama world that I'm just like staying away from it. I've unsubscribed from everybody. I don't watch drama channels anymore. Not that I think they're bad. I think that they just, you know, they're doing their thing, and I think it's awesome. I just think sometimes they get sucked into, you know, you watch that stuff and you get sucked into the bad, and you miss out on all of the amazing, wonderfully talented creators out there that inspire you to do what you do. So that being said, I've been watching a lot of amazing channels lately, and I've been really inspired to start creating again. So today I decided I'd sit around and play and do, you know, this very subtle work appropriate look. No, it's totally over the top, totally more than what I was planning on, but I really am kind of digging it. And I used the NYX Swear By It palette. I just picked this up, and I've got to say, this is the first time I've used it, and I am super impressed. I did a green golden-y look today. I've been really into the greens lately. I'm really impressed with this palette so far. I definitely need to dig into it more. But if you want to see how I created this green golden-y smoky type look, then definitely stick around, and I will see you after the tutorial. Alright everybody, so I already got started using my Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer, and I just took that from lash line to brow bone. So now we're going to go into the NYX Swear By It palette, and I am going to start off with this shade right here, which is kind of a bluish gray. And I'm just going to take that, it's got a little bit of green in it, it's a really interesting color. I'm going to take just a little bit of that on a Wet n Wild fluffy brush and just start laying down a transition. I'm not going to set this base like I usually do. I'm trying something new. So this is really light. It doesn't really even show up on me too much. It just kind of starts adding that greenish tone into the eye, onto the eye for their transition. So now with that same brush, I am going to go back into the palette and pick up this lime green color right here, which is really pretty. I've got to say, just for the first time using this palette, I'm really impressed with the matte shades in here. They're not, you know, like crazy in your face immediate pigmentation, but they build really nicely and they blend beautifully. So we're just gonna kind of go over that gray shade, grayish greenish blue shade, just to kind of build up this color. I'm going to pick up my Coastal Scents BR250, and I'm just going to go right back into that lime green shade, and we're going to start building this up in intensity, concentrating mainly on the outer V, and then once you've deposited most of the color, just sweep it over. Going back into the palette, we're going to pick up this really dark forest. It's like a blackened forest green. It's really pretty. And I'm just going to take a BR250 that has a little bit more of a fluffy shape. I have a bunch of these brushes, and they all have that pinched ferrule on them, but this one I think I've had a little bit longer, so it's a little bit more fluffy, and this one's still a little bit more pinched, and I just want something with a little bit more precision, so that's why I'm switching it up. So I'm going to go into that dark shade. I'm just going to get some right on the tip and then tap it off, and then I'm just going to kind of place that color right in that outer corner. And again, I like it. See, it's not immediately like in your face dark, but then you build it up so easily. And I'm just gonna really concentrate it on this outer corner. And once most of that color is deposited, then start windshield wiper motioning it all across the eye. Keep it really close to the crease. The further in towards the eye you go. I'm gonna pick up that fluffier BR250 brush, and then again, just blend it out. I'm going to pick up that initial brush with no more product on it, and just want to make sure it's nice and blended out. Now I'm going to pick up a flat shader brush. This one's from Mash. It's just a no-name like Amazon company, so any flat shader brush will do. And I'm going to go into this olivey green, kind of golden green shade. Now these are beautiful without wetting the brush, but I always like to wet the brush just to get the highest pigmentation, so I'm just going to spray that down with my Max Fix Plus. And then I am just going to swipe that all the way across the lid. And just really paint that on. And just to intensify that, I'm going to go back into the shade, but I'm going to flip my brush to the dry side and pick up more of that shade. And then I'm just going to pat it over the shadow that was applied wet, just to set it and get the highest impact. And you could definitely leave this like this, leave this as it is and have your eye look, but I wanted it to pop just a little bit more, so I'm going to clean off my brush, and then I'm going to go into this really kind of antiqued gold color that's just, I'm really impressed with this palette. Like I said, I've only used a few shades, but I'm impressed with it so far. I'm not going to wet my brush on this one, and I'm just going to take this and work this on the inner portion of the lid. I mean, my brush is still a little wet, but that's applying pretty impressively. That gold is really gorgeous. And just really into that inner corner and fade it out into the green. Because when I do have hooded eyes, when I apply glitter to the lid, it is always going to get up a little bit higher than the crease. So I'm just going to take that BR250 brush that had that dark forest green color on it, and just with no more product, and just kind of knock it down and tone it down just a little bit. I mean, it's going to transfer. That's, I mean, unless you want to get into using a glitter glue, which is fine. I don't bother with them most of the time, just day to day. So, I mean, it's just going to transfer. So I'm living with it. All right, so that's the upper lash line done. So let's move to the lower lash line. I am going to take my NYX faux black pencil in black olive and line my waterline and just do a pretty generous smudging down along my lower lash line. Should do Peta. I'm also going to tight line with this. And with this same pencil, I have tight lined, but I'm going to go right about here where that forest green color starts. And I'm going to take it from the lash, kind of in the lashes, to kind of drag that color on top to kind of help deepen up and connect the lower lash line. Up a little bit, just tiny little bit more of that forest green color. And again, just work that shadow into, or work that shadow into the liner. I'm taking my Morphe M432 and I'm going back into that navy, or sorry, not navy, that dark forest green color. And I'm just gonna take this and wiggle it into the eyeliner on my lower lash line, all across my eye. Now I am gonna go a little bit thinner towards the inner portion of my eye. Picking up a little pencil brush, this one is from BH Cosmetics. I'm gonna go back into that, I think I called this an olive green. It's more like a muted lime green. Probably a better description. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that on my brush and start blending it out. And once I have that laid down, I'm gonna pick up just a little bit more of that forest green on that same brush and just blend it all together. And if it's a little bit too harsh of a line, I generally don't like those really harsh lines. I'm gonna take a clean brush. This is just my BRC S06 brush, and just kind of soften it up. I'm gonna, actually, what I'm gonna do to soften it up, I'm gonna go into this yellow cream color right here. Shades like this are such good eraser shades to really soften up any harsh lines that you might have. For lashes today, I'm going to go in with my Ico Lash Alert Mascara. I've really been liking this. I think a friend of mine gave this to me from their subscription box, and they just weren't interested, so they gave it to me. But it's really, really pretty. I've actually been using it every day this week. So I'm going to throw on my mascara, and then I'm going to put on my Tarte Heartbreaker lashes, which are a little bit more extreme than I was planning on, but they are really pretty. I'm going to throw those on and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so these are the lashes. They're a little extreme, but they're pretty. I just didn't think they would be this extreme. But anyway, so I did take my Dalium Tool 760 brush. I thought I was recording and I'm not, so I'm a big dummy. But just took the black shade in the palette and just kind of stamped that along my lash line to try and blend it in a little bit. And now I'm just going to take that, ooh, wrong brush. Now I'm just going to take a no-name pencil brush. I believe this one's from Profusion. And I'm going to go into the new Tarte Pro Glow and Blush palette, pick up the highlighting shade, and just use that on the inner corner. And Peta's stepping on my palette. I'm going to have kitty paws in it. All right, so we do have a lot going on with the eye, so I do want to tone it down with the blush a little bit. So I'm going to go into the Lorac Los Angeles Shine Bright Color Source and Light Cheek palette. And I think I'm going to go in with, I think I'm going to mix Aura and Tea Rose. and just kind of do a blush bronzer type combination. I do have a little bit of the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula on, but not much. I'm gonna go back into the Tarte Pro Glow and Blush palette, and I'm gonna go in with this highlighter right here, which is really quite pretty. And just really blend that in. For lips today, I'm gonna go in with Plush Plum from Jordana. And to top that off, I'm just gonna go in with the new Wet n Wild Perfect Pout lip color in My Blackberry. I haven't heard anything about these yet, but I love Wet n Wild lipsticks, so here's hoping. I'm just gonna finish everything off with my Natural Finish Setting Spray from Wet n Wild. All right, guys, so that is the final look using the NYX Swear By It palette. Again, it's got a little bit of a price tag on it with that $35 price point, but from what I've seen so far, this might be worth it. So I'm kind of interested to maybe do a week of tutorials with this, or a week of looks with this. Maybe just really shortened tutorials just showing the eye look. But let me know if that'd be something you're interested in. Let me know if you have this palette. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I'm always interested to hear what you guys have to say about products and techniques and brushes, all that kind of stuff. But thank you so much for hanging out and playing with makeup with me today, guys. I really appreciate it. Ooh, hair in the mouth. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Have a rockin' week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.